to the quarterfinal. 3 points means you win the group. 1 point means you go through as the group runners-up. Independiente have some history recently in CONCACAF competition. This is their 5th ever appearance in CONCACAF competition. Most of their experience comes in the old Scotiabank CONCACAF League. 2019, they beat Robin Hood of Suriname in the round of 16 before they were eliminated by Saprissa in the quarterfinal. 2020, they lost on penalties to Antigua of Guatemala in the first round. And then in 2021, they were eliminated in the round of 16 by Forge of Canada. They also, Independiente, have one foray into Champions League. Came in 2019. They beat Toronto FC in the round of 16 before they were eliminated by Sporting Kansas City in the quarterfinal. So hoping to get to another quarterfinal. It would be their 3rd quarterfinal, Independiente, here in CONCACAF competition. For FAS on the other side, they are one-time CONCACAF champions in the old Champions Cup back in 1979, but that success is not present here in this tournament. FAS winless in their previous 3 matches, already eliminated from contention here. They fell 2-1 against Chelahu on the road in their opener, 2-0 at home against Real Esteli in their second match, and lost last week 4-2 against Olympia. Meanwhile, CAI, they opened up with a 1-1 draw on the road against Olympia. They beat Chelahu 3-1 on the road, so they were coming back home with 4 points earned of a possible 6 on the road. And then they went ahead and beat Real Esteli at home 2-1 last week to put them in this position today. Again, needing only a draw to go through as the group runners-up, a win in order to win the group. Now, when the draw was conducted to set up these groups here in this tournament, the pot 1 team in this group, the highest ranked team in the entire tournament, was Olympia. So elsewhere, as they take on Chelahu, they are certainly in jeopardy of not qualifying. And based on the rankings from when the draw was conducted for this tournament, this group's a bit topsy-turvy. Independiente was the pot 3 team, ranked below Olympia and Chelahu, and you have the last ranked team in this group, Real Esteli, currently leading the group, on the brink of perhaps winning the group. So that all goes to say that this group has been topsy-turvy the whole way. What other twists and turns do we have in the tale tonight? It's Independiente hosting FAS. We'll keep you updated on the happenings between Olympia and Chelahu elsewhere here in the 2023 CONCACAF Central American Cup. Players that take the field, kick, and lineups moments away.
Lleva la bienvenida al equipo Club Atlético Independiente y al Club Deportivo FAS de El Salvador para el partido de esta noche de la Copa Centroamericana Concacaf.
Ready to meet the starting lineups for both CAI and FAS here in the final match of Group B play for both of these teams in this inaugural edition of the CONCACAF Central American Cup. On the Independiente side, again, needing only a point to go through. 3 points would win them the group. Rafael Aguila is the captain in the middle of the midfield. Carlos Small, the target man up top, already has 2 goals in the 3 matches he's played in this tournament. Also, Jefferson Murillo has joined just recently here at CAI after a couple of years away from them. Has 6 starts, 2 goals since joining this July. So Murillo and Small, quite the attacking tandem for CAI as they look for a positive result tonight to get them through to the quarterfinal. And in goal, as they have had every match of this tournament, is Eddie Roberts for Independiente, the home side tonight. The referees tonight, led by Melvin Matamoros of Honduras, Gerson Orellana and Juan Paz of Honduras and Guatemala. Your assistant referees, Raul Castro of Honduras, is the 4th official tonight. Captains out there for the coin toss, Rafael Aguila, as mentioned, for CAI, and it's Rudy Clavel wearing the armband tonight for City FAS. Clavel, the 26-year-old in the midfield, has played every minute of this tournament so far for FAS and will be out there again tonight as they end their campaign already eliminated, but still planning to play for tonight in terms of just getting ready for their domestic campaign, in which they started a bit rockily as well. Going ahead in the lineup, they have a few players who have yet to even appear in this tournament, so some experimentation from Raul Arias, of course, with nothing to play for as it pertains to advancement here tonight. More of an eye toward their domestic campaign now. Avila pacing for CAI. Avila, 25-year-old, has been part of Panama's national team setup, but no appearances just quite yet. He's been with CAI now for 2 years. And there's the whistle to send us on our way. It's City FAS against CA Independiente here in Panama City. Final match of Group B play for both of these teams in the 2023 edition of the CONCACAF Central American Cup. Happy to have you along this evening. Joe Malfa with you for the action from Estadio Rommel Fernandez. Jorge Serrano for Sergio Cunningham. It's with Cunningham again. Now Aguila. Avila. Nice move by Hector Hurtado to keep the attack alive. Victor Avila, the arms outstretched. Thought he had some support in the middle. It wasn't there. Now it's Cunningham. Out wide for Carlos Small. That's the man they want to get into the dangerous areas, CAI. 28-year-old already has 5 goals in 5 matches in the Clausura and has 2 goals in 3 matches here in the Central American Cup. Overall, 8 matches, 7 goals since late July for CAI. Murillo, well won by Jose Guevara. Guevara able to get it clear. Olympia and Chelahu kicked off simultaneously. Keep you updated on the happenings from that match as well. As it pertains to this game, early decision to make here for the referee, Matamoros. He does give the free kick. Is there a card associated with it? Foss didn't feel a foul should be called. CAI wanted a card for bringing him down as the potential last man. Jorge Serrano down. Early free kick for Independiente. 7-time champions of Panama, including 6 times in the last 6 years. Never made it beyond a quarterfinal in any CONCACAF competition. Only their 5th ever appearance in CONCACAF play. Once in Champions League, 3 times in CONCACAF League, and now here in Central American Cup. Victor Avila standing over this free kick. Instead, it's taken with the left foot of Jefferson Murillo. Seemed to be there as a decoy. It was Avila who positioned the ball and seemed more intent to strike it. In the end, put well wide by Murillo. Independiente coming off of a 2023 Apertura Championship, which qualified them for this tournament. And also won the Clausura in 2022, right before their Apertura title. Sergio Ramirez headed away by Kevin Ardon. Earlier in the evening, play wrapped up in Group A with Saprissa, who beat Coban Imperial 5-0 to go on and win first spot in Group A. Cartaginés ended up in 2nd place, 1 point better than Universitario, and what was a thrilling 2-2 draw. Till a late goal by Cartaginés to tie it at 2. It would have been Universitario going through. Here's Kevin Reyes for FAS, their first chance going forward here, and it's pulled wide by Rafael Tejada. First sniff at the attacking third. Two Costa Rican teams already through to the quarterfinal in Saprissa and Cartaginés. Won't really be able to tell what the quarterfinal matchups will be until the coming days. The 4 group winners will be seeded 1 through 4. 4 group runners-up seeded 5 through 8. Attempted turn here by Carlos Small is thwarted by Rudy Clavel. Now for a CAI throw. So with that in mind, what we could do is take a look at the teams going through and start to surmise maybe who goes where in terms of the seedings 1 through 8. Most pressing issue right now for Independiente is to lock up the 2nd qualifying spot here in Group B. Real Esteli already through. Either Independiente or Olimpia will go through as the 2nd team tonight. Still scoreless over there between Olimpia and Chelahua as well. Group C and D, by the way, we already know the 4 teams who are going through. Comunicaciones and Herediano coming out of Group C. Motagua, Alajuelense coming out of Group D. Those groups still need to decide who's the group winner, who's the group runner-up. And again, that all just goes to determine who plays when and where as part of that 8 that goes through to the quarterfinal in this inaugural edition of the Central American Cup. There's a caveat within there that you cannot in the quarterfinal be matched up with a team that you just saw in the group phase. You can dive deeper down that rabbit hole if it comes to fruition over the next 48 hours. But for now, spare the confusion. 4 group winners, 4 group runners up through to the quarterfinal. It's Jose Guevara. It was shielded out up the wing by Jerry Ramirez. He thought he had won a throw of his own. Instead, it goes the other way. Cunningham, Avila. The ball played through for Carlos Small. Small. Aguila plays the ball to the end line, squared centrally, Avila! Incredibly worked by CAI. The ball movement, the finish, and now the lead. For the moment, they're atop Group B. The initial ball in from Aguila. The cutback pass here for Avila. A finish through traffic. So well worked. Serrano with the assist there in the end. Scoring this early, massive for so many reasons for Independiente. They didn't need to win tonight. All it takes is a draw to go through. So now you have yourself a little bit of a cushion. If you happen to concede to FAS, a draw still gets you through. A win wins you the group over at Real Estadio, who posted 9 points in their 4 matches. Remember, 4 groups of 5 teams each. One team already falls off the map. Ball played in, flag stays down. FAS looking for the immediate response. Eddie Roberts parries it away. On the spin, it's pulled through by Reyes. Contact and a corner. FAS wanted a penalty. We'll have to live with the corner. A lot of contact there. Well judged by Melvin Matamoros, the referee. Whipped in near post, headed strongly away by Carlos Small. Avila on the break here, 3v2 if they hurry. 10 minutes come and gone here in Panama City. It's Independiente 1, FAS nothing. Final match day of Group B play, the 2023 CONCACAF Central American Cup. CAI needs only a point tonight to advance. As mentioned before, Real Estadio idle tonight, having already played their 4 matches. The leaders in the clubhouse, so to speak, with 9 points. CAI came in with 7. So at the moment, with their 1-0 lead, courtesy of Victor Avila, they would be the group winners. For Rivera. Intercepted by Cunningham. A try from beyond midfield by Carlos Small. Rafael Tejada. Ahead for Kevin Reyes. Reyes for Ramirez. Squared back for Correa, Dustin Correa. It's deflected. Better movement from FAS in the attacking third. Overall, they've been struggling since their apertura began in early August. 2 wins, 4 losses in their 6 matches overall. Lost all 3 of their games here in Central American Cup. But FAS 2 wins and a loss in their apertura at this point. They've won 2 matches in a row after losing their apertura opener. 3-1 win against Fuerte de San Francisco. 2-1 win over Luis Angel Firpo. Starting to claw their way back into positive form. For a team already eliminated, as they are tonight, FAS, that's what you look for. Keep the good momentum going. Murillo's centering pass cleared away. Hurtado, Cunningham, Sergio Cunningham. Could go no further through the traffic. It's fed out to Ramirez. Jerry Ramirez trying to fight through. Just joined FAS in July, Ramirez. Played up the wing. Kevin Ardon's pass was blocked. Carlos Avila. Aguila. Jefferson Murillo. Murillo, 31-year-old from Colombia, had 2 years away from the professional game before he signed with CAI this July. He got right back into form quickly. This is his 7th start since returning from a 2-year hiatus of soccer. He's already got 2 goals in his 6 starts previously. Rivera. Idol Martinez, too slow with it, lost it. Cunningham. Jorge Serrano had the assist on the opening goal. Looks centrally again. It's behind Small. Still scoreless between Olympia and Jellicoe. That match means nothing if CAI picks up a point tonight. Olympia ended very strongly in CONCACAF League with a trophy. Thought their success might spill over in this newly formatted competition. But they tonight could see their campaign end in the group stage. Has seen more of the ball. Haven't done a lot with it to this point. Avila, the goal scorer. Good tackle put in by Dominguez. Tejada. Their success has come in transition so far. Now it's Correa. This is his 3rd stint, Dustin Correa, with FAS. Other stints in Denmark, Sweden, Canada, Guatemala. But this is the club he's now come back to for a 3rd time. Tonight his 92nd appearance, and he has 24 goals for the club. Here he is again, Correa. And a free kick on the way for FAS. Roberts setting up the wall. Has 1 cap for Panama with a senior team under his belt. Giving a friendly against the United States for the 29-year-old keeper. Dustin Correa. Position is the free kick. A man who looks poised to strike it on goal. Correa. Opportunity wasted. Avila. Played through for Cunningham. Avila with a goal already. Avila looking for another. Stopped by Jonathan Valle. For Valle, it's only his 8th appearance as a professional. He's been with FAS since 2021. Has not appeared as a starter since May 10th of 2022. And this is his debut in CONCACAF competition. I alluded to it earlier with FAS already eliminated. There's a couple of those instances throughout the lineup of players getting a chance they wouldn't have otherwise had. Floated through on the turn. A chance brewing here for Tejada, who goes down. Second penalty shot of the evening for FAS. Both go unrewarded. And Melvin Matamoros. Still a benefit here if you're CAI to add on to your goal differential, which as of this moment would be sitting at +4. A chance to add to it though here perhaps. Serrano looking for Avila, poked away. Goal differential sits at +4. In the live table, they're on 10 points. Probably won't catch Saprissa, who are a +10 with 10 points. The other potential group winners, Comunicaciones +6 if they draw, is where they would be on 10 points. And Diano sitting on 7 points, +3 goal difference. Alajuelense on 9 points, +5. Motagua, 9 points, +8. Depending on who wins the other groups over the next day or two, they sit somewhere around 5 or 6 on the goal differential. Could be the second or third seeded group winner, Independiente, instead of third or fourth. And that's just a difference of maybe your quality of opponent in the quarterfinal and the path you take to a potential final. Well, first and foremost, just making sure whether it's 1-0, 5-4, 3-2, as long as you have more goals than your opponent tonight, win the group. First and foremost. Ardon. That's out for a goal kick. Muscling through, it's Cunningham. A free kick for CAI. FAS entered this match after 2 straight wins in their domestic campaign. That came after 4 consecutive losses in all competitions. It's been the opposite for Independiente. They have been stellar since their apertura began in late July. They played 9 matches. They've yet to lose. 6 wins, 3 draws overall between this tournament and their domestic campaign. A free kick on the way now for CAI. And within those 9 games, they have outscored opponents 17-5. It's been a terrific run of form for Independiente. It's on the heels of a trophy lift. Finished their last campaign in first place. Beat Tauro 3-1 in the final. Prior to that, 2022 Clausura, first place, beat Universitario in the final. Same Universitario who were a late concession away tonight from making it through to the quarterfinal. Then up tied 2-2 with Cartagines, and the Costa Rican outfit took that spot in the quarters instead. Serrano. The turn, it's Hurtado. Picked up by Avila. Victor Avila. Jorge Serrano sends it in toward Carlos Small. And Valle comes down with it. Rafael Tejada. It's fed out wide. Rodrigo Rivera. Harold Martinez. Rudy Clavel, the captain. It's 4 caps now for El Salvador, Clavel. Most recently in March at a friendly, also played 90 minutes in the March CONCACAF Nations League 1-0 loss against the United States. Clavel, the anchor on this FAS back line. 26-year-old with over 200 appearances in his professional career now. Played with Metapan, Alianza, and now FAS since 2021. Correa from the free kick. Not a bad ball toward the back post, and it's saved by Roberts. The knuckle and swerve on that free kick made it so difficult for the back line to read. And it was Clavel who had the chance at it. Remember, FAS not playing for anything but pride tonight and trying to keep their good momentum going after 2 straight wins in domestic play. Also factor in maybe in the back of your mind what a victory or a positive result could do for their standing in the CONCACAF club rankings and how that maybe impacts drawings of future tournaments. Well, there's those things to consider, but they cannot advance. They're still hanging in tight, and Valle has it. After conceding as early as they did, all the way back in the 8th minute, for a team that, again, cannot advance, we thought maybe the shoulders would slump, the tail would be between the legs, and CAI could go on and find more. It's been the exact opposite. FAS have taken control of this game. Rivera all the way back for Valle. One for Kevin Reyes to latch on to. Reyes plays it into Ramirez, touched around the post by Roberts. Back-to-back big saves all of a sudden for Eddie Roberts. Seemed like the give and go was on there, and you could see at the very tail end, Kevin Reyes was screaming for the ball. Disappointed he didn't get it. Not a bad effort though from Ramirez, and a big stop by Roberts. In swinger toward the back post. Roberts snatches it, wants to go quickly. Small. Avila back for Small. Intercepted. It slips through for a wide open, but offside. Rafael Tejada. He was on when it was played, but on that deflection, the redirect, that's where the equation changed. Aguila. Cunningham floats it out for Serrano. Serrano pressuring. And Ardon has nowhere to go. He slips. Serrano has it. Jorge Serrano's ball. And cleared by Clavel. Back in by Cunningham. Back out by Clavel. Ardon is still down for Fase. And now it's sent out of play. Ardon was doing all he could here to evade Serrano. Last moment, lost his footing. Fortunate for the defender, it did not come back to hurt Faz. He felt he was fouled. An hour into this, it's CAI ahead 1-0 on a night where they need just 1 point to advance, all 3 to win the group. 8th minute goal by Victor Aviles would currently have them picking up all 3 and winning Group B. Can they add to it and alleviate some of the pressure? Elsewhere, Olympia Chelaho still scoreless at the same juncture of the match. Olympia could win that game by 30, and it wouldn't mean a thing unless CAI were to concede twice and lose here to Faz. It's Davis, 20-year-old youngest player in the 11 here for CAI. Operating at left back. He's been with the club since 2021 when he debuted as an 18-year-old. Murillo fires it in. Carlos Small, back for Murillo. Murillo, Avila, Small, back and forth they go. Picked back up by CAI. Serrano, it falls nicely. The volley sliced all the way out for a throw. Dozen minutes remain in this first half. Avila's tally still the only one. Davis unable to thread the needle. But opportunities for FAS to equalize. 4 shots all on target. Saves made by Penny Roberts to keep this game where it is at 1-0 CAI. Aguilar. It's turned to the end line for Cunningham. And a late offside flag. By a few yards, not quite close in the end. Murillo tried to sell it. Attacking the ball anyway. Kevin Reyes. Sent a long way for Jose Guevara. He is matched stride for stride by Murillo. Serrano has switched over to this left side now. Serrano still with it, taken down at the last moment. Advantage played, chance to make it 2 is brewing, and it's kicked around the post. Hector Hurtado, denied by Jonathan Valle. Haven't called Hurtado's name a lot. Snuck out of the midfield on the break by Serrano. Avila from the corner. Ramirez wants to break. Kevin Reyes going the wrong way and giving it away. Serrano taken down, unable to get to the return pass from Avila. Ramirez. Roman Davis. Now Rafael Aguilar. 100th appearance tonight as a professional for Rafael Aguilar, the captain. Started all 4 matches now in this tournament with assist that came against Chelahu in the victory. Also worn the armband now for 3 of their 4 matches. Aguila. One draw in the opener against Olympia. 3-1 win against Chelahu. 2-1 win over Real Esteli. All that adds up to the 7 points CAI possessed at the beginning of the evening. Now it's 10 in the live table, which would mean they win the group and they go through to the quarters. Real Esteli coming through in second. Murillo slots it through for Serrano at the back post. Curled again toward that back post for Hurtado. And a play for a goal kick. Appears as if FAS is already preparing a sub. Taken away by Cunningham. Hurtado. Jefferson Murillo. Quick little pass in for Avila. Serrano now living on this left side after he spent the first 25 minutes on the right. Avila, Cunningham turns and fires. Diaz ready to come on now for FAS, 22-year-old from El Salvador. Yet to appear in this tournament. That'll be all for Dustin Correa. Wish the best of health to Dustin Correa and hope it's just something tactical that was spotted by Raul Arias. Scoreless between Olympia and Chelahu. In the other match, Tejada, free kick for FAS. Reyes stands over it. Celebrated a birthday yesterday, Reyes. quite get a birthday present on that free kick off the deflection. Six as of yesterday. Already with 2 goals in his 3 starts in their domestic campaign. Making his 4th start in this tournament tonight. Martinez comes over to take this corner. With 2 to play until the half. Martinez. Olympia just took a 1-0 lead over Chelahu. So it does put the pressure on CAI. As it stands, they would go to 10 points and win the group. They concede once. A draw is still good enough. CAI would have to lose, plus an Olympia win, plus then you go ahead and look at the goal differential. So that Olympia goal isn't necessarily bad news, but could become bad news down the line if things go south here for CAI. Davis, Aguilar. Now in stoppage time here in half number 1. Told it'll be 2 minutes, and there's the confirmation. It's been nearly 40 minutes since Victor Avila gave Independiente the 1-0 lead. Scoreline has remained unchanged since then. Best 2 looks at goal. After that moment, it belonged to FAS, looking for an equalizer. Eddie Roberts, a pair of big saves. Rapid succession for Independiente. CAI in no hurry. No sense of urgency to go and get more. At the end of this half, they would just like to get to the break with that 1-0 lead. A very good place to be. 45 minutes away from a spot in the quarterfinal, knowing you'd have to concede twice in order to fumble that away. We reached halftime in the other game between Olympia and Chelahu. Olympia lead 1-0. Again, that means nothing unless CAI concedes twice and goes behind FAS in this game. FAS and Chelahu were both eliminated coming into the day. Murillo clears. Picked up by Rivera. Now Martinez. Dominguez. Alexis Diaz all the way back for Jonathan Valle. That'll do it for half number 1. Independiente only needed 1 point coming into the night to solidify a spot in the quarterfinal. As it stands, they would collect all 3 points and win Group B in the 2023 CONCACAF Central American Cup. The goal by Avila in the 8th minute holds up the rest of the way. More to come from Panama City. Both teams have made their way back out on the field, set to begin half number 2. It's CAI 1, FAS 0 through 45 minutes. Independiente need to navigate only 45 more. With either a win or a draw, they would be the group winners here in Group B. Elsewhere, Olympia set to kick off half number 2 against Chelahu with a 1-0 lead. That only becomes pertinent if FAS mounts a comeback and takes down Independiente. Victor Avila's goal in the 8th minute, the difference right now. Eddie Roberts, a couple of big saves that helped make that goal mean more. Could just as easily been 1-1 or even 2-1 FAS, the way the remainder of the first half went. Changes now for CAI. Davis Contreras comes on for Carlos Avila. The signal to begin play. CAI left to right in the black, FAS right to left in the red and blue. Olympia Chelahu already underway in the second half. They're about a minute ahead of us. And now we're underway as well. From Estadio Rommel Fernandez in Panama City. 45 to play. CAI nearing a victory, not only in the match, but in Group B. Sitting on 10 points in the live table, one better than Real Esteli, who have already qualified for the quarterfinal with their 9 points in the bag. Joe Malfa with you for the action this evening. Terry Ramirez. Now it's Kevin Reyes, who had a strong first half for FAS. Up in a few dangerous spots. Reyes had one of the shots that Eddie Roberts was forced to make a terrific save on. This will be out for a goal kick. CAI trying to get where they've only been twice before, and perhaps beyond that. That place is a quarterfinal in CONCACAF competition. Made the quarterfinal of the Champions League in 2019 after they beat Toronto FC in the round of 16, eliminated by Sporting Kansas City in the quarters. Later in 2019, in CONCACAF League, advanced past Robin Hood of Suriname in the round of 16 before they were eliminated by Deportivo Saprissa 4-2 on aggregate in the quarters. 2020 and 2021, CAI did not fare as well. Eliminated in the first round on penalties against Antigua of Guatemala in CONCACAF League. And then in the round of 16 by Forge in 2021. They actually tied 0-0 on the road. Very favorable result before they came home against Forge and lost 2-0. Turned out to be a surprising deep run for Forge in that tournament. Taken end line by Serrano. Out for a goal kick. Fifth appearance in CONCACAF play for Independiente. See if they can make a third quarterfinal here in this inaugural Central American Cup. Their form recently suggests maybe it's not only a trip back to the quarters, but a first ever trip to a CONCACAF semi. Perhaps beyond that. Don't want to get too far out ahead of ourselves, but they're a side unbeaten in 9 matches since play began domestically in late July. 6 wins, 3 losses in all comps. Includes 2 wins and a draw so far here in this tournament. Given away to Aguila. Cunningham, back for Aguila. Victor Avila, the goal scorer. Sergio Cunningham turns and hits it, but wide. They'd love that second goal, CAI. It would help them breathe a bit easier. Not only that, could help position them for a higher seed. Quarterfinals will go as such. The 4 group winners will be seeded 1 through 4. The 4 group runners-up will be seeded 5 through 8. Higher seed, of course, the more favorable, on paper at least, your matchup is in the quarters. Extra goal or 2. Seems like it might help CAI get to maybe 2nd or 3rd instead of 3rd or 4th when it comes to the top 4 seeds of the group winners. Rivera, wide for Reyes. Cunningham. Played over the top towards Serrano. Spinning clearance from Ardon. Ardon. Chip through for Rivera. Nowhere to go. Bailed out with a foul. Dominguez did well to get his body between the ball and Avila. Evan Reyes. Another miscue here for FAS. Corner needlessly conceded. Will CAI punish them for it? Victor Avila from the corner, headed clear by Dominguez. A free kick for FAS. Olympia made it 2-0 over Cellahu. Again, it means nothing unless FAS can score twice here and take down Independiente. Although now the 2-goal lead over Cellahu in this hypothetical parallel universe, if FAS were to score twice and beat CAI 2-1, That would suffice. That would put Olympia ahead on goal differential, with both teams, CAI and Olympia, on 7 points each. So now knowing that Olympia is up 2-0, a little more important for CAI to just shut this down. Again, a win wins them the group, a draw puts them through in second. Take either at this juncture, but of course prefer to end up on top of Group B. Contreras, small. Contreras running with him. He's always looking for it, never found it. Another giveaway in the midfield. Murillo jumps to it. Sprayed out wide for Hurtado. And a corner again, 10 minutes into this second half for CAI. Independiente founded 1982. 41 years of existence. Panama's first division, relatively young compared to others in the region. In a short existence, 7 trophies for Independiente. 6 of those have come since 2017, including back-to-back here, the end of 2022 and the beginning of 2023. Avila's corner. With him again, Victor Avila has a lone goal tonight. Avila's ball chested down by Small, trying to pop it up to himself for a bicycle. Finally finds it and puts it wide. You could see he was trying it for about 7 steps. Finally got the bounce he was looking for. I'd put it wide. Wanted it here and here. Tried it there, and eventually able to do what he wanted. Not the result he wanted. Some room to roam for Rafael Tejada. Tejada runs into a brick wall. Sergio Ramirez puts in the shoulder, but is called for the foul. A free kick and a good spot for FAS. If they're able to find a goal to level things, that's when it gets really interesting at 1-1. At that scoreline, Independiente still through. If FAS were to find a second, it would then be Olympia through, currently leading Chelahood 2-0. First things first, FAS have to get that first goal. An opportunity to do so here on the free kick for Kevin Reyes. Good spot for a shot here for Reyes. He does go for goal, but it's right into the wall. Into the midsection of Hurtado. Had no chance to get it up and over. Now it's Serrano. Jorge Serrano. Avila starting to roam a bit more freely in the midfield. See if they can create something. Go ahead and get this second goal and put it out of reach after seeing some chances the other way for FAS. Cunningham. Avila. It's Hurtado. Rocketed in towards Small by Aguila. Popped up into the air by FAS. Lines cleared by Clavel. Tejada. And Ramirez. The run continued by Guevara. Ramirez couldn't get the ball back. On the turn, Tejada goes to ground. Back to his feet, taken down again. Play on, says the referee. Matamoros, the referee, letting a lot go. Doing so both ways. Reyes. Look at the numbers back for CAI. There's 8 men back behind the ball already. There's only 4 men in the attack for FAS. Well, that's because 1 is down behind the plate. Rafael Tejada. Tejada, 20-year-old from El Salvador. He's been with FAS since this February. He's made 6 appearances overall with 2 goals and 3 assists. So his playing time has been sparse. Again, I mentioned it in the first half. With FAS already eliminated, it's given the opportunity tonight for head coach Raul Arias to experiment a little bit, give some playing time to players like Tejada, who could use the extra boost. He's acquitted himself well on a few occasions tonight. Already capped at the U23 level for El Salvador. He's been in camps, but yet to appear for the senior team, Tejada. Kyle used this as an opportunity to talk things over. Less than a half an hour remains. It's all that stands between them and winning the group. The current scoreline. Dominguez. Ardon. Part of the issue for FAS has been playing the ball out of their own half. Smothering press from CAI have made things very difficult. When they've gotten through FAS, they've found their opportunities. 4 shots, 3 on target. The problem is, those numbers have been unchanged in the second half. Nearly 20 minutes into the second half, FAS have yet to get a ball toward goal. Serrano to the end line with a terrific move. Serrano cuts in. Serrano deflected. It sets up nicely for Aguila. And the captain might have just sealed Group B for Independiente. Starts with this brilliant run from Serrano. Beats multiple defenders on his way through. Unlucky his shot was blocked, for him at least. Very fortunate for Rafael Aguila. On the night that he marks his 100th professional appearance. Aguila with his 13th professional goal. And now with a 2-0 lead, they can taste the group victory now. It would take conceding 3 times over the final 25 minutes plus stoppage time for CAI to fail to make the quarterfinal. Remember, even a draw is still good. A draw gets them through as the group runners-up. A win would win them the group. Any way you slice it, looks like they're going through now. And it looks to be as the group winners. Can they add to it? Yes, they can. Carlos Small makes it 3. If there was any doubt, it's entirely erased now. Was kept onside by Kevin Ardon. Able to push it through Jonathan Valle. Makes it 3 for Independiente. They'd have to concede 3 times now to fall from first to second in the group. And then have to concede 4 times now in order to be eliminated tonight. It's all smiles over on the bench for good reason. CAI on their way to winning Group B. This also comes with a welcome boost to their goal differential, Independiente. At the moment, they're on 10 points and a +6. Remember, the 4 group winners will be seeded 1 through 4. So goal differential could be an important tiebreaker as far as the seeding goes. They're not going to catch Saprissa unless they turn this into a 7-0 victory. So at the moment, it would be Saprissa, the top-ranked group winner. Independiente, the second-ranked group winner. And then we wait and see the results in the final 2 groups, Groups C and D. Comunicaciones, at the moment, leads Group C with 9 points. Ball played through to the end line. Hurtado, Jeremy Murillo, it's knocked away. So Group C, Comunicaciones will play tomorrow night at home against Herediano, the second-place team in the group. It's Comunicaciones on 9 with a +6 goal differential. Herediano on 7 with a +3. So a draw in that game or a win by Herediano. And it's looking like Independiente would be the higher-ranked group winner than those teams. Seems like it would take a Comunicaciones victory in order to get past Independiente. And then in Group D, Motagua, Alajuelense will meet on Thursday. They're on 9 points each. It would need to be a draw there in order to have any possibility of being the 2 seed if you're Independiente, but likely looking like the 3 seed now as it stands. Avila weaving his way through. Along for Hurtado. Hector Hurtado still looking for a lane to shoot. It's blocked. Best case scenario for CAI, it'll be the 2 seed. Worst case, it'll be the 4. Most likely, it'll be the 3rd seed. And it just depends who they'd be matched up with. 3rd seed would face the 6th seed, meaning the 2nd highest ranked group runner-up. That's unless that team is Real Estadio. More on that in a moment. Taken to the end line by Ramirez. And cleared away by Hurtado. Remember, it's a table of 8. 1 plays 8, 2 plays 7, so on and so forth. Unless the team you'd be matched up with was a team you already faced in your group. So for Independiente, they cannot face Real Estadio again, even if the numbers shake out such that would be the case. So potential opponents for Independiente: Cartagines, either Comunicaciones or Herediano from Group C, or Motagua or Alajuelense from Group D. All 5 of those potential opponents formidable. All 5 of those potential opponents ranked higher in the CONCACAF club rankings than Independiente. So even though they'd be the group winners and they'd be the higher seed, doesn't mean they would necessarily be the favorites on paper. But they've shown a very strong side in this tournament. And this is about to be their 10th match unbeaten in all competitions since their domestic campaign began at the end of July. Heading for a 7th straight win, pardon me, a 7th win overall with 3 draws in these 10 matches. And now another sub. Carlos Small got his goal. Now he gets a much needed rest. Anthony Stort takes his place. Carlos Small coming off a brace 4 days ago in the 3-1 victory in domestic play. Has 5 starts and 5 goals in domestic play, Carlos Small, as he takes his seat. Now has 4 starts and 3 goals in this tournament. All told, 8 goals in 9 games to begin this year. As a striker in form. Sent long to Stort, just into the match, and he earns a corner. Slip through as they look for a 4th to Avila. Tempers flaring late on here. Clavel with the foul just off the field. Captain to this side. Each match in this tournament, the anchor of the back line. Frustrations perhaps showing. A little nudge at the end, taking Serrano to ground. The Central American Cup to forget if you're FAS. Lost their first 3 matches, will lose this one as well. Outscored in this tournament 11-3 so far. Silver lining if you're FAS is things have picked up domestically after you lost your opening match. You've won 2 in a row, and they were hoping to keep that momentum going tonight after 2 straight wins. Not meant to be. Kevin Reyes. Back for Rivera. And falls after a handball. Harold Martinez was waiting for it, and pardon me, offside the call. Trio of changes now coming for a FAS side. And we'll continue to give more young players more opportunities, as they have tonight, with the starting 11 that was initially put out by Raul Arias. Edson Melendez, Wilma Torres, Gerardo Girola. 3 players on the way in. 3 players at this point in the season, whether in this tournament or domestic play, haven't seen much time. Here's Stewart, he goes down. That'll be a goal kick. Quarter of an hour remains. Independiente are cruising to a victory tonight and in Group B here in the 2023 CONCACAF Central American Cup. From Panama City, Joe Malfa with you for the action this evening. 1-0 lead at halftime for CAI. And now a penalty for FAS. Just getting ready to say it's been all CAI in this second half, and it has been to this point. But finally, something breaks the way of FAS. Little doubt about this. Looks like Dario Ramirez has won the argument here. He's chatting it over with Wilma Torres, Roberto Dominguez. So Jerry Ramirez steps up to it. 23-year-old just joined FAS this year in July. This is his 4th appearance. Ramirez in his 4th appearance for FAS, puts it wide, still looking for his first goal, and the confidence that comes with it. Not meant to be. Starting to look like it's maybe not meant to be on the night for FAS to put one past Eddie Roberts. Well, the risk you run when you're searching for top corner might end up in the 3rd row. Orman Davis. Aguila. Rafael Aguila. Now for Hector Hurtado. Taken by Wilma Torres. A good step by Cunningham. Numbers here for CAI. Serrano cutting, shooting! A well-deserved goal for Jorge Serrano. A spark plug in the attack all night long. And he goes to celebrate it with the fans. He's helped create a handful of opportunities tonight. The second goal doesn't happen without him. And now the fourth goal belongs to him. Struck with venom, struck with precision. Beyond the outstretched hand of Valle. '25-year-old Serrano has his second goal of this tournament, scored in the win over Chelahu. Also had an assist against Esteli. So 3 goal contributions in 4 games in this tournament. And now it's 4-0 CAI with 2 more subs on the way. Yair Modelo on for Jefferson Murillo. And Sergio Cunningham gives way for Julio Narvaez. Through for Ardon. Independiente came into this tournament the 61st ranked club team in CONCACAF. They were part of pot 3 in the draw. Another sub here, Angel Valverde takes the spot of Jorge Serrano. Should get a good ovation here after the goal he just scored, and he does, as he salutes the crowd. Cartaginés, Comunicaciones, Herediano, Motagua, Alajuelense. It'll be one of those 5 next on the docket in the quarterfinal for CAI. I don't know who yet. Won't find out probably until the last matches wrap up on Thursday. Although the picture could become a bit clearer after Comunicaciones and Herediano decide tomorrow which of those 2 teams is first and which is second in Group C. All 5 potential opponents will be difficult tests for CAI as the offside flag comes up. Cartagines, the most closely ranked to Independiente. Only 4 spots separate them. Both were pot 3 teams in the draw. Comunicaciones, pot 1 team, ranked 49th. Just 12 spots ahead of Independiente. Also in that group, Herediano, only 3 spots ahead in pot 2. And then the potential Group D opponents, Motagua, were the highest ranked team in pot 2. Alajuelense, the 4th ranked team in pot 1. Any way you slice it, it's going to be a difficult quarterfinal if you're Independiente, but you're there and you're a team in terrific form. After tonight, we'll be unbeaten in 10 straight with 7 wins and 3 draws. The windows for the quarterfinal are September 26th to 28th, and then October 3rd through October 5th. So for the next month, CAI will be able to focus squarely on their domestic play, where they've won 2 straight trophies, where they sit again in first place. They turn around on Saturday and visit Tauro, team they just knocked off in the 2023 Apertura final. 2 of the top teams in Panama. Also take on San Miguelito the following weekend at home, another team that you saw here in this tournament. San Miguelito did not fare as well as their fellow Panamanian side. They're in 3rd place, only on 3 points in Group D, already eliminated going into the final day of play. It's picked up by Torres. Girola. Ardon. Just frustration all around in the attacking 3rd for FAS. Speed down the end for Anthony Stewart, taken out. Was it inside the area or outside? Referees conferring over it. I believe the indication is for a penalty, and that's why FAS is pleading. And it was outside the box and he fell into it, which would be correct. They have a gripe. See if the referees sort this out. In the grand scheme of things, might not matter too much in the end. Just as far as goal differential, and wow, they have decided penalty. This is a sneakily big penalty here for CAI to make it 5-0. They're able to do so. The goal differential would move to 8, which would mean if Motagua and Alajuelense tie on Thursday, they would be better than both of those teams in the goal differential and the goals scored, and they would be in a position to potentially be the 2 seed. So this is still an important penalty for CAI. It won't change tonight's result. It won't change the fact that they've won this group. But it could be the difference between the 2nd and 3rd seed to make it 5-0, yes! The substitute, Angel Valverde. It might not mean much tonight, but it might mean a lot come Thursday when the dust settles on the rest of the groups. The result the way it is, these are the things you can start to think about if you're CAI. A win by Herediano over Comunicaciones. A draw between Motagua and Alajuelense. And now Independiente would be the 2 seed going into the quarterfinal. That is a massive goal there. Could be, at least, down the line. If they find a way to score 2 more in these last 2 minutes plus stoppage time, they have a chance to overtake Saprissa as the 1 seed, and that's not something we thought we'd say tonight, considering Saprissa after their 5-0 win earlier in the evening. Took a 7-goal advantage in the goal differential over Independiente. But it's the situation we have in front of us. Minute 30 plus stoppage time. If CAI scored twice, they would be the #1 overall seed for the time being. Doesn't seem like they maybe have the urgency to go on again anymore. It's a job well done tonight at 5-0. You wonder if the coaching staff is even aware of it. Situation at hand. 2 goals could be the difference. Split through here. Roberts off his line. Offside flag came up late. Stewart off his heel. More contact in the area and another penalty. No, instead the final whistle. Matamoros was ready to point to the spot. Instead he points to the center circle. No stoppage time needed. A 5-0 win for CAI. They are your Group B winners here in the 2023 CONCACAF Central American Cup. They navigated this group perfectly. A draw in the opener against Olympia on the road. Wins over Chelahu, Esteli, and now tonight over FAS. Avila started the scoring. Aguila, Serrano, Small, Valverde all joined on the score sheet. CAI, for the 3rd time in their club's history, will play in a CONCACAF quarterfinal. They'll wait for an opponent, but they've done their part. That'll do it for us tonight from Panama City. For the crew that makes this possible, I'm Joe Malfa saying good night from Estadio Rommel Fernandez, where CAI take it 5-0 over FAS and win Group B here in the 2023 CONCACAF Central American Cup. Good night, everybody.